Hello live wires, Heather Boyd Wire here. Today I'm making some DIY bead caps with wire. I'm going to be using 20 and 22 gauge wire, and I have my tools. So for this bead cap, it's similar to my Spiderweb design. I'm taking 22 gauge wire, and I'm going to start by just doing a little bit of a loop at the bottom, and then bring this straight up. And then we're going to take this and bring it down. Alternately, you can just go ahead and do sort of straight up and down, and we could do the loops after. So we're going to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we'll start with 6, and we're just going to spread these around. We need to make this little circle in the middle, so center that, bring this one around, pinch it, and then we want to line this one up here. So again, make your loop so it's centered in the middle of all these intersections, and then we'll just give it a, and from here we could pinch these in just above the bottom, so it creates that same kind of little bit of a loop at the bottom. This is just so we don't lose our wire at the end. You could bring that one in a little more, bring that one in, pinch it just above the bottom. So now we want to make sure these are slightly equidistant apart. So to check that, make sure that line's straight, and that line is straight. So now we'll take about a 12 to 15 inch piece of wire, and I'll start it around here. I'm just going to twist it around once, and I'm going to go like full turn around all of these to get it positioned properly. So we're just going to bend that one around these two, and around these two, these two. This one we're going to have to clip, give it a good little clip, and then we're just going to keep going around and around till we've gone around all of them once. We can start curving these around like they would go around a bead. So as you can see here, we're starting to curve it around, and then we're going to do our next row. So around here, and pull it in a little more, more. So we're going to do a full turn around here, and then back to the beginning. So now what you can do, starting to look like a spider web, you can decide what bead you want to put in there. Like, do I want to put this one? This is probably a good size. So we're just going to push these down a little bit more to form it around the bead. Doesn't have to be super perfect. And then see if they're somewhat equally spaced. They look good. And then now, very carefully, we're just going to keep going around these wires. It's going to be a little bit finicky to do because it's a little bit hard to hold. You kind of need little fingers to do this. I think that's good. So now we're going to trim that. And this looks pretty good. This is our bead cap. So I don't have a head pin, so I'm just going to make my own. We're just going to do a little loop at the bottom, grab a bigger bead, put on the bead cap, and then we're going to hold this, bend that, bring this one around, all the way around, and then just twist that a couple of times to hold it in place. Clip it, pinch it in, and you can adjust this as you need. And then the idea are these little loops sit flatly against the bead, And there you have your funky spiderweb style bead cap. For this bead cap, we're going to start by just making a kind of a zigzag thing. So we're just going to decide how long we want these. Bend one up. Next one's going to be a little shorter. If you want to make a jig for this, a template, you can. But the idea is you want to do a kind of a zigzag where some are longer and some are shorter. So once you have this done, you hold the end with the flat pliers and you just want to twist it. So we're just going to take this and twist it back a few times. 3, like that. And this one too, just a couple times on the smaller one. And then this one more times. And then go all the way around twisting those. So once you've done all your twists, we want to center the loops again. So we're going to spread these around and then take one of these, make your loop so it's centered, clip it, and then this one too. Center it as best you can, and then clip it. Separate them a bit, pinch it closed, and this one too, pinch it closed. And then I've got a different shaped bead, put it on the head pin. We'll put our bead cap on there through the 2 loops. Bring that one down, bend that one back a bit, take our round pliers, form our loop at the top, hold it with the flat pliers and just wind the wire around, and this will push the bead cap down a little bit too. Clip this, pinch it in place. This looks a lot like a snowflake, and then what we're going to do is just push these ends down. We can just go one by one, push the ends down. You can actually take these and kind of curve them a teeny bit underneath. You can see it makes a really cool bead cap. For this one we have 3 pieces that are about 3 inches long of the 20 gauge wire. We'll take the 3 of them, stack them up, and bend them at a bit of an angle. And then we want to make them more or less the same size. So I'm just going to take the round pliers, bring that one down that way, and this one down that way, to see if they're more or less in the same position. And then we're going to separate them, bring this one around here, and this one around here, so it looks like a heart. And then I'm going to bring the smaller pliers in, bring that one around here, and get the tip and bring it around here. So we're just making a little spiral. Same here, bring it around here, and bring it around here. And then we're going to clip those ends flush, that one there, and that one. Pinch that in, and pinch that in. So we have a little heart, and we're going to make 2 more like that. So now what we want to do is just curve these down a little bit, just so they would follow the shape of the beads. So the tricky part is to attach them together. So I'm just going to start by putting in some 24 gauge wire, add the other heart, and then we're just going to wind this around a couple of times to hold them together. So they're really just side by side there. Bring it around again. I don't want to cut this wire because I don't want a whole bunch of rough ends. So now I'm going to get the next one. You can open these up a little bit if it's easier. Put the other one beside there and make sure they're side by side and wind it around that way. And then you can keep adjusting it to make sure that they're more or less side by side. You might have to pinch it a bit. So bring that one around and then bring this one underneath. And these two have to be side by side, but you might have to spread them open a little bit. So now we're going to take this and we want these ones to be side by side. So we're going to wind that one around, around, and around. So you see here I've done it 3 times. If you need it more secure, go around 4 times. Clip it underneath. And then you can pinch it. And here too, we probably should have gone 4 times. So we're going to bring it around and clip it underneath. And then we're going to pinch it. I should have made the intersection a little bit more curved rather than pointy. There would have been more space for the head pin. You can always get your pliers and go in there. Just push it down. Make sure your head pin's going to fit through there. So now take your head pin, stick on your bead, put on your bead cap, trim this flush to 3/8 to 1/2 inch, take your round pliers, hold this snugly, bend this back and twist it around. The end will be snugly in there and nicely centered. And if you need to push them together a little bit, you could go in with your flat pliers and just push them in a bit. And there you have your beautiful spirally bead cap. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out our work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to submit your email, I will send you my free Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.